just like that, ladies and gentlemen, the throne is still ours, and we run the North. What's poppin', y'all? It's your man, Clubboy Bills, and welcome to another special edition of Wake Up Call. And just like that, we're sitting up on top of the North, and we reclaimed it. Just like that, back-to-back titles. That's what matters. I was excited. I was praying all day. I was praying that the Vikings would lose, finally succumb to their recent success in the last 2 weeks, as they got 2 lucky wins, back-to-back wins, games that really they could have lost. And thankfully they played against Tom Brady, and Tom Brady melted and crushed their hearts, and now they kicked themselves out of the playoffs. And have the same record as the Chicago Bears, who actually blew out the Texans today. Big shocker. But, so obviously those two teams are really going at it. So, obviously those two teams aren't far away. I mean, both of those two teams, the Bears and the Vikings, possibly could both make the playoffs. I mean, it's not that possible. But getting to the point, we won, okay? We won the division. We clinched playoffs. It's great. I mean, everything is just what you want it to be. Plus, the Saints lost to the Eagles. So we have the tiebreaker, which puts us in first place in the division. Perfect place to be right now. Obviously, we kind of saw Taysom Hill's true struggles today. Jalen Hurts got his first career win as the Eagles. Okay, I'm talking about too much stuff. I mean, I should really just get with the game. But as I said, I knew this game was going to be pretty evenly close, but I said we were going to win by a touchdown. That was correct. I did believe that. And, we were able to, I wouldn't really say our defense played great, but I'm not going to really get into numbers here, but let's just start with the numbers today. Anyways, MVP of today's game definitely goes to Aaron Rodgers. There weren't really many players on defense or offense that really did outstanding things today. So Aaron Rodgers was just kind of being himself, which is why I just have to give the game ball to him. 26-33, 290 yards, 3 touchdowns, no sacks allowed, and the quarterback rating was 133.6. On the ground, Aaron Rodgers also had 6 carries for 13 yards and a touchdown. I'm sorry, he also had a rushing touchdown today too. On the ground game, Aaron Jones, 15 carries, 69 yards. Jamal Williams, 10 carries, 38 yards. In the air, Davante Adams, 7 catches, 115 yards and a touchdown. Marquez Valdes-Scantling had 6 catches for 85 yards and a touchdown. Robert Tonyan, 5 for 36 and a touchdown. Lazard had a couple catches. EQ had a couple catches. And Tavon Austin finally got his first action today. He'll likely be taking over the role at punt returner for the rest of the year after Irvin was put on IR. And he only had 2 catches for 8 yards, but I feel like they're going to factor him in. It's his first game, not really surprising. For the Lions, Matthew Stafford, before he got injured, we'll obviously get to that later, 24-34, 244 yards and a touchdown, and carry for 6. On the ground, DeAndre Swift had 7 carries for 24 yards and a touchdown. Adrian Pearson, 4 for 7, and Kerryon Johnson, 2 for 3 and a touchdown. Jamal Agnew, 1 for 11. It's just some good run. I mean, we kind of held their running backs to 15 carries to 51 yards, but they never really ran the ball. Danny Amendola had 6 catches for 66 yards. Marvin Jones had 4 for 48. TJ Hawkinson, 6 for 43. Mohamed Sanu, 2 for 37. Everyone else had some fairly good plays, but Packers really just demolished the game from the beginning. So I'd say Packers definitely. Aaron Rodgers. So I was a little worried. I mean, Lions, of course, started the game with the first possession. They went down and scored right away. I was a little bit scared, but then Davante Adams just outsmarted some cornerback and just took it to the house, and we're tied here at 7. Davante Adams single-handedly is just doing unbelievable things. Rodgers and Adams' chemistry is just what makes this team so unbelievable. They're so scary. I mean, they are just scary to deal with, and any team has to just worry about those two. That's just one thing. Then Rodgers would go get the ball back. They'd go down the field. Jump ball for Marquez Valdes-Scantling. He had the best grab of the day, one-on-one. I'd say Valdes-Scantling actually had himself a really great game, making catches. I gotta give it to him. That touchdown catch was pretty dope. And then the Lions went down and scored right before the end of the half. And then, that's how it was, 14-14. Wasn't too thrilled about the way we ended the half, but it's okay because we won. Then the Packers demolished the third quarter and only gave the Lions the ball once, and obviously stopped them on a 3-and-out. We obviously ran for 2 touchdowns. Roger ran for 1, and then the other was to Tanyan. So we're up 28-14. And then, of course, you're thinking, okay, Stafford's just going to go down because our defense sucks. Of course that happened. Our defense sucks. So Stafford goes down there and scores a touchdown. And then you're sitting there, and we're getting about 6 minutes left, I think, about. So we're running the ball, doing whatever we can. Davante Adams had some unbelievable catch that put us in field goal range. How about Mason Crosby? Usually every time he's in that stadium, he does terrible. But he just kicked a 56-yard, 58-yard field goal in Ford Field. That's huge, because Crosby never makes kicks in that stadium. So that's what mattered. So we're up by 10. Then Matthew Stafford gets injured. That was huge. So obviously the play before the touchdown to the third touchdown, Matthew Stafford went in to try to run for the first down, and Kenny Clark kind of had a shot at him and injured his ribs. Hopefully he's okay. Chase Daniel had to come in there, and of course, what can you expect? Chase Daniel's absolutely terrible. And even so, I mean, it's good that what happened. I mean, if Stafford would have probably been in there, I think that game could have been scarier as it is, because Chase Daniel's a terrible quarterback. You can't trust him. And then our special teams screws up again and almost gives up a kick return touchdown. That obviously set them up in field goal range. So, of course, we're up by 10. So, of course, that happens. And then they kick the field goal. Thankfully, we did not get them in the end zone because Chase Daniel sucks. Then it was up to the onside kick. Jeez. Then it was up to the onside kick. And, of course, we get it back, and we burn their timeouts, and we get the first down on the rollout, the same play that ended the game last week with Robert Tanyan. So, yeah, that was a great game. That was a solid win by the Packers. If Aaron Rodgers does what he does, he knows how to win these games. We can definitely get through with how to deal with opponents. Yeah, but that's that. Everybody in this offense seems to really know what they're doing. And I think the MVP race is actually evening up because, I'm very convinced at this point. I believe Rodgers now will actually win the MVP. I actually probably am going to be making a video soon on why I believe Rodgers is the MVP. But I can say one thing. You have a bunch of free agent scrubs at wide receiver, and Chiefs have all these stars at tight end and wide receiver, and Rodgers just likes to make everybody look good. If it wasn't for Robert Tanyan, I don't know what our offense would do. I mean, he's been outstanding. Davante Adams and Robert Tanyan fueling this offense. Alan Lazard, Marquez Valdes-Scantling were doing some great things. And then Aaron Jones in the ground game can sometimes be huge. And to be honest, the Packers haven't really asked him to do a lot this year, which is fantastic. Anything better? You got to just keep going on with that. So, yeah, I'm excited. Anyways, so now we're in first place. As of right now, there's a bye week. So hopefully if we get the first seed, we get the bye. which would be great because I definitely don't want to play against a team in the first, someone like Arizona or Minnesota in the first round in the wild card round, because if we play against Minnesota, we're not winning that game. After what I saw last time, Dalvin Cook can just kill us, and obviously we've seen that our defense has just struggled. So, yeah, that's that. And even Arizona is scary as it seems. I mean, you got to look at Kyler Murray. He's a scary quarterback. Not going to say that Cardinals' offense has been a little bit quiet because obviously they didn't really dominate the Giants, even though they only won 26-7. But yeah, that's the thing. But I want to win. We have to get the bye. If there's no choice, because I don't want to end up playing a team like the Vikings in the first round, because I don't see them winning that game. Especially with the way the Vikings have Dalvin Cook and the Rookie of the Year, Justin Jefferson. But yeah, that's crazy as that. Anyways, Packers have a lot more to do. We won the division, but that doesn't mean we stop. We have to keep winning. Of course, we need to make sure we get the bye. That's one thing. And hopefully a first seed. We have to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. If Rodgers is able to do that, then I'm going to be astounded. So, of course, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the rest of our schedule. So, we play the Panthers on Saturday night. Interesting. They didn't have that game scheduled, but they decided to have NFL Networks decides that they're just going to have a doubleheader, which works out for me. It's a night game, which I love. I mean, I love night games. And we're going to play the Carolina Panthers at home. You pretty much could look at that and say, okay, we should win this game. Panthers' offense hasn't been fantastic. They did lose today against the Broncos. Their defense is terrible. So any team against a bad defense, I feel like they should win. We're at home. But they will likely have Christian McCaffrey back, which I think is going to really suck because Panthers are clearly out of the playoffs. I mean, they have a worse record than the Lions. I think their playoff is done. So I don't know why McCaffrey would want to waste 3 weeks of nothing. I mean, you saw when he came back, he got injured right again. So I think obviously this season's a waste, but they're probably saying he's going to be back. So, and you know what? Panthers got good wide receivers, Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore. If DJ Moore comes back, I mean, he'll be back. He probably will be, but and Curtis Samuel, he's been great too. So Panthers, they got a lot of weapons they can work with. Then the next week, we play the Tennessee Titans, Sunday Night Football. Very scary game for us because I was literally talking to someone earlier. They're saying that I legit think that, Derrick Henry went for like 200 rushing yards today and like killed it. I mean, he killed it. Derrick Henry was just unbelievable. He'll probably pass AP's record for rushing yards in a game. I don't think our defense could contain him. I really don't. But I guess their defense sucks. So if Rodgers plays like Rodgers, we win. And then we play against the Bears in Chicago, which in my opinion, I'd say they should win this one. If the Bears end up losing the next two, I feel like there really isn't going to be much to play for. But if we end up getting a lead, if like the Rams or the Seahawks or the Saints end up losing more games and stuff like that, and then we have a bigger, like a 2-game lead with 1 game to go, Rodgers won't even play. So it's great. It's great with what we got. It's just fantastic. But the position that we are in right now is absolutely fantastic. Rodgers trusts his offense, and that's what matters. If we didn't have a bad defense and bad special teams, I wouldn't be worried. I wouldn't even be worried right now, and I'd say automatically we win the Super Bowl. But I don't know why this defense is so bad. Last year, a 1 win away, could have got some defensive players that we didn't. They got a couple sacks and a couple big hits. So I'm going to say they played a little bit better, but third down, they just haven't been good. They just haven't. But what matters matters. We are number 1 in the East, in the NFC. Jeez, I'm mixing Bucks up with Packers right now. Yeah, it's crazy. Bucks season starts pretty soon too. Who knows? But what matters is the Packers are number 1. So, anyways, I'm Cloudboy Bales. This was another episode of Wake Up Call. We will see you next time. Stay safe, stay smart, and of course, as always, go pack go. We'll see you next time.